Alright, it's time to do the 75A lower mount inserts. As you see, I already got the car jacked up. I put two stands underneath it just for safety, and then lifted it up just a little bit with the jack just in case. So we are going to use an impact with a 17mm socket, and there's going to be a 14mm socket also that you're going to use. I'll probably end up using my air ratchet instead of the wrench itself because those bolts are on pretty tight and I don't have to re-torque them down. I'll let you guys know what the torque ratings are. I do have a torque wrench, so I will get back with you. Okay, I'm going to be using the impact and get this one out right here. It looks like I'm going to need a swivel, so just maybe a swivel somewhere. Take this one extension out. Okay. Well. There's one. Two. These are the 14mm bolts. Believe me, guys, impacts work a lot better than just a normal wrench. The only issues I'm having with this one's extremely tight, and I'm going to have to use probably a breaker bar or something with a pipe. I've got an extra pipe on that one. See if I can do it one more time with the impact. Now the air is kind of going up a little bit under pressure. Yeah, that is extra tight. So I'm going to have to get a breaker bar. Alright, I finally got it loose. I ended up having to use a 5 foot worth of length just to break it loose on my normal ratchet. I can't believe they tightened it so tight. My impact at over 120 psi could not break it. Unbelievable. What you're gonna do is you're gonna take it out. As you see, this thing is pretty big mount. Videos and stuff looks a lot smaller, but what you're going to do is make sure you look at your screws, see how far it is. It shouldn't matter because you have to torque it down to a certain torque length anyways. So I'll get back at you when I start taking this apart. Okay, we'll go and break this one bolt loose. Don't lose that washer. There's a washer right here. You see? Pretty important to put it back in there and torque it down. So, and then you got this plate that goes over here like this, so I don't want to lose that either. So remember all that. You should be able to get, yeah, see these come out pretty easily. It's the ones that you're putting in. You see, this is really, look how flimsy that is. You wonder why it's so easy for that engine to bang back and forth and you're trying to shift the gears pretty hard. You just got to remember how to put them back on. They go on like that on the new ones. These new ones, I doubt it's going to go on there pretty easily. Yeah, I guess it does. Pretty simple. This goes back in like that. Okay. Now I see why that's difficult. Because you're going to have to get some kind of grease. Probably be best to just get some grease to put it in here, most likely. Unless you can force it down in there, but that looks pretty close. It'll be fun to put these in. So. get back at you as soon as I put them in. Okay, I got it to work. With a tag team with my wife and I, we had to pretty much use a screwdriver and channel locks just to squeeze it in just a little bit at a time on both sides. These things are tough to get inside. I mean, they're not perfectly shaped in the hole, so I mean, you really have to force it in there. But thanks for my wife, she actually helped me out a lot, so I can put it all back together. Okay, that's gonna be fun. Bear with me. Looks like the holes aren't perfectly lined up, so it's gonna take a little bit of force to really get it on there. So I'll come back when this is all said and done. Okay, now this is done. I squeezed it all back together. So now I'll be able to, and it's still amazing that, I mean, it's just, things are so flimsy. Now I'm gonna have to be able to put this nut back in, and then this bolt. I don't think it had a washer on it, so yes it did. Yes it did. It had a black plate, which is right here. Black plate goes on the other side of that. Just gonna kind of force it in there just a little bit, not too tight though. Okay. So we got the nut in there now. Now we're gonna have to torque these down. And I believe you can, it's usually around 45 to 65 foot-pounds for right here. I'm just gonna set it at 50 and just torque it right there, just in between. What I heard is 65 is too much, because it'll compress these bushings. So 50 foot-pounds would be good enough for this one. So after I get that, then I'll put it back up there and mount it back up, and then I'll torque down the bolt for this one right here, which is, I believe, 75 foot-pounds, and I have to look out what these are. While I was at it, last night I decided to add another washer to the shifter cable bushing, just because I felt like there was this extra safety involved that I wanted, just in case that little clip popped out and then I'd lose all my shifter linkage, so I wouldn't have a shifter. So I just wanted, for an extra measure of safety, I bought another washer that was a little bit more skinnier than the stock one, that the OEM washer that was originally on the car. The way the bushing fit in the hole, the pin with the washer would not work, so I ended up having to find a skinnier washer and pretty much force the pin through just to be able to put it in there. So that's just an extra safety, just in case that clip does pop off if we're on the highway or something. That washer and that clip will keep it from coming, the whole shifter linkage coming off, so we wouldn't end up losing, you know, shifts in general. It wouldn't be stuck on the side of the road. Just an extra safety precaution. Obviously, I'll find out if the clip does ever pop off. I've never heard of them happening before, but just in case, yeah, it'll be a lot more sloppier, and that's when I would know that the clip flew off. So I have to contact Torque Solutions. But other than that, it's on there with an extra washer, just in case, for safety reasons. Alright, everything is torqued down, ready to go. So this lower mount is now done. So that's part 2 of stage 1 parts. Thank you.